So I'm just going to step you through real quick how to create a shroud for an LED light bar. These light bars are typically available on eBay. I got mine for about $30 US for the 50 centimeter model, I believe. So basically what you're going to need is a cord channel. I use the WireMold CornerMate C40. It's the one that presses into a corner. This fits closely the shape of a shroud, which would be a trapezoid, and it also allows the LED light bar to fit back inside the wire channel without too much fuss. You're going to need some screws if you don't have some. For my particular model, a number 4 screw at 3/8 inch was pretty much ideal, and I got some little nuts so that I could lock it into place. I also got some screw caps so that when the screws were installed you weren't seeing them on top of the light bar. It gives it a much cleaner look. That's really not optional. I also picked up a can of black Rust-Oleum spray paint and a can of chrome silver Rust-Oleum spray paint as well. So basically what you're going to have to do is, my wire guard came in a 5-foot length. You're going to cut it to a certain length. I did mine with about a 1/2 inch overlap past the screw holes on the LED light bar, primarily because I didn't want the screw holes too close to the edge of the plastic, because I believed that the plastic would be fatigued and would crack. So there's a little bit of overhang, but that's not a really terrible thing. So cut it to length. For my purposes, I used a radial saw. After I cut it to length, I removed the rounded or concave cover that sits inside the wire guard, and placing the cut end on the concave cover, I traced out the shape of the end caps and basically used a hobby razor to cut the 2 end caps. I super glued them, which I don't recommend. It took a long time to set and was really frustrating to work with. But I super glued them in place, and then I used the hobby razor to shape and trim them so they have a more uniform appearance and they're a little bit smoother. Once the super glue was set and everything was shaped and trimmed, I took it outside and sprayed the inside first with the chrome spray paint. Be very careful with this not to overspray because it will run and pool. And I did have that in my case. Like I said, I kind of rushed this whole project to get it done in one sitting, so it's a suboptimal result, but if you take time with it, the process should give you a nice product. Once the inside is dried, I used a heat gun to accelerate this process. I flipped it over and I sprayed the outside of the shroud with the Rust-Oleum black spray paint. I also accelerated the drying process of that with the heat gun. Unfortunately, I let the heat gun get a little too hot, and when I went to go pick it up, I pinched the sides, so it's not completely a perfect trapezoid anymore. Once everything is spray painted and dry, you simply just take the LED light bar, you slip it inside the channel, and you drill with a number 4 drill bit through the channel, and then put in your screws, your screw caps if you have them, and your nuts. Tighten everything down, flip it over, and put it back on your tank, and enjoy having light not bleed everywhere and a semi-professional looking install. If you take your time, it'll be very professional looking. And thank you for listening to my tutorial, and best of luck.